Welcome back to 5 award-winning minutes. I'm your host, Stephen Seidel. We have another amazing show for you today. I'd like to welcome to the show Bill Hawes, all the way from Idaho, from Fanci Freez. Bill, welcome.
Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate the time being here with you.
Great. I say all the way from Idaho. Maybe there's people in Idaho where it's really just next door, but it's a pleasure to have you on the show. I'd love to learn a little bit more about Fanci Freez, and that's Fancifrrr. So tell us, you're the owner of Fanci Freez. Tell us about the aha moment that you had that led to you starting the company.
Well, so the original Fanci Freez, which is pictured here behind me, was built in 1947. So that's way before my time. But and we had been franchisees of another concept years ago. And my mom, who grew up in Boise, loved Fanci Freez. And so when it came available a number of years ago, we bought it. And because everybody loves it, it's a kind of an iconic thing here in the Boise area. So the idea was that we could open maybe a couple more of these in the valley and replicate kind of what we did with the other franchise concept. We had 34 Five Guys locations in the West here. And, since this was such a loved thing, we didn't want to duplicate it because that's impossible. There's too much history and things behind, the old place here. So we decided we'd take a shot at doing it. We bought that and we opened another one, and we just have the 2 locations right now.
Sure. And so with your company, obviously, when you create a restaurant, people come for the amazing experience. They come for the wonderful food. They come for the atmosphere and the environment. Is there a way where you can introduce this Fanci Freez outside of the restaurants, or are you sticking right in Idaho?
Yeah, that's a great question. COVID happens, right? So that's kind of screwed up some of our plans to expand the restaurant concept. So we started thinking about what other ways we could expand our business. And since we're known for milkshakes, we typically win best frozen treat in Boise, and specifically milkshakes. So along with our broker friend, Gail Kirpchweit is her name, she helped us develop a milkshake for sale in the consumer packaged goods market. And we now actually are selling that in 15 different states across the country right now.
That's amazing. You're speaking my language and a lot of people's language. I grew up going to a shop just like yours. So milkshakes are definitely a place after my heart. What's the best milkshake that you think you guys offer? And what are some stores that this is being offered at?
Well, we have at the restaurant, we have over 50 flavors, and they're all like different fruit shakes, different varieties of candy or chocolate or the like. And being in Idaho, we have a huckleberry milkshake, which is pretty awesome. And, but typically we fall into the favorites. Everybody loves a great chocolate shake, strawberry, vanilla, even mint chips. So those are our top 4. And that's what we've developed for the grocery store. We are in Albertsons, we're in Dierbergs, we're in the Midwest, Schnucks, London Byerly's in Minnesota, on the East Coast, New Jersey, New York. We're delivering as we speak to a bunch of stores there. So am I answering your question?
Yeah, that's fantastic. You said the huckleberry shake. Forgive my ignorance. The huckleberry in Idaho, do they have a symbiotic relationship?
Yeah, it's historically you could only really get huckleberries in Oregon and Idaho and maybe a little Montana and Washington. They grow wild. They're super expensive to get because there aren't exactly huckleberry farms. And, we spend thousands of dollars a year just getting huckleberries. We even have a huckleberry cheeseburger, of all things, and which is pretty damn good. Actually, I love it.
Wow.
And anyway, so those, we do real fruit shakes, and that's one of the things I think that sets us apart.
That's fantastic. Well, you're making me hungry. It's right around lunchtime. The huckleberry cheesesteak sounds amazing. I really appreciate you coming on the show, Bill. And for people who are watching the show, is the Fanci Freez, is that a franchise that you're open to expanding, or is it staying in Idaho? And the main goal is, if you want to check out Fanci Freez and you're in Idaho, stop by or check out these grocery stores.
Yeah, it's just the 2 locations, and we think that with leveraging our CPG brand out in the market will give other people a chance to kind of grab a hold of some nostalgia and classic yumminess wherever you might be.
Fantastic. Well, if you're looking for nostalgia, classic yumminess, huckleberry, and all things Fanci Freez, you have to check out Fanci Freez. Bill, thank you so much for joining the show. If you want to learn more, you can go to dailynewsnetwork.com. You'll find out all of Bill's information, and you can contact him there. Bill, thank you so much for tuning in today.
You're welcome. Thanks so much.